curious, obviously you've got a few more weeks to the season opener, but how much do you think this defense will be improved? How much do you think you guys are going to clean up in terms of communication and bust and so forth?
I mean, I think it's a great time, camp for us to, start building that chemistry because this being a new team and new players added in, but same old players from last year. So I feel like, communication-wise and just the defense improving it's definitely going to be different from the last year's defense. So I feel like having spring and camp and all just being together, I feel like we're going to be a lot more improved than we did last year.
Hey, Ali, this is Glenn West with LSU Country. So you obviously came last year and really broke out onto the scene early in the season. And I'm just curious as to what you've really been working on this offseason in terms of improving your game and improving your pass rush. Just what are some of the areas you focused on this offseason?
I feel like just building off my weaknesses, and also just building off of what I did from last year. Not really focusing too much on that, but just also just improving in all aspects of my game, pass rush wise. The little things coming off and just finishing plays and executing. My assignments even better.
Yeah, Ali, Brody going with The Athletic. I guess to build on that, I mean, your first year playing SEC football, now going to year two, like, what were the main things you were able to kind of learn? Are there certain things that really stood out?
I guess just how to break down film even better because, being around here, I've learned so much since I got here. So I say, learning how to watch film the right way and not just focusing on what I'm doing, but also what everybody else on the D-line or in the backfield is doing just to make sure I do my job and make sure, the whole defense works how it's supposed to instead of, busting up my assignment and then, messing up the linebackers or somebody that's supposed to be in a gap. So also just focusing on, my job also as well as my defensive line guys and also just knowing everything that's happening, because if I don't make a play, somebody else is going to make the play. So just knowing how to be in the right place, and, yeah, that's really it. And also just a lot of other things as well as just perfecting my craft. That's one of the things that I've been. There's no finish line to that. So also always just improving and getting better in all aspects of my game.
Thank you.
Follow up to that, Wilson Alexander from The Advocate. Was there sort of someone who really showed you how to watch film that way, or was it more of a just over time, the more you watched, the more you understood what you were seeing and what you needed to look for?
I mean, I don't think I would have really, taught myself how to watch film. I mean, if I'm watching film, I guess I just focus on who I'm going against and, seeing what moves I can use to beat him. But also, being around here and the coaches, especially Coach Carter and Coach O, they really spent some time, teaching us how to watch film, what we're getting from a scheme, or offense, and just knowing, how to beat the man and beat the line or just beat whoever's in front of you to go make a play, basically. But Coach Carter really spends a lot of time on that and breaks it down even more to where it's simpler to us for us to understand. So.
Hey, Ali, Glenn Gilbo, USA Today, Louisiana. You've been to Washington, Kansas, Arizona. What do you think of living in Louisiana, and what do you think of the state, and have you gotten out of Baton Rouge much?
What I think about Baton Rouge, it's been a hell of an experience. Being from Arizona, Kansas, going to all those schools is nothing compared to being here. I've learned so much. I've learned a lot of. I've met a lot of different people. I've met a lot of friends and family. I've been treated like family ever since I've been here, and thinking about leaving would be sad because I've built a lot of bonds here. But I love being here. I love being in Louisiana, in Baton Rouge specifically, and I love Tiger Nation, and I love all the fans and all the love they show us. So it's definitely been a family atmosphere, and it would be sad to leave this place.
What's the best place you've lived in? Your favorite place that you've lived?
I'm from Seattle, so it's not really much. There's a lot to do in Seattle, but it's nothing compared to being out here with the food, the crawfish, all the seafood you got out here. There's definitely none of that back in Seattle. But so far, I say this has been one of the biggest experiences that I've lived in. Being, like I said, being going to school in Kansas and Arizona, this has been one of the biggest experiences. Death Valley, Louisiana. I mean, when you hear that, it's just a chill that runs down your body because of just the feeling and watching the games on TV and actually being here. It's a whole different experience. I know we didn't get that same experience in Death Valley last season, but hopefully coming this year, I can get that full experience and embrace that even more. Well,
Ali, how would you describe what is it like to play in the SEC and the talent that you face, and what did you learn from playing in the league in terms of what do I have to do as a player to improve?
I say the mentality going into a game. I go against the best every day in practice. I mean, that prepares me going to any game. So, I mean, it's definitely a battle competition every day because the best guys I go against, are the guys that I'm in the room with, and the offensive line that I go against in practice every day. So they get me right, they get me better before every game. The practices, I mean, we treat it like a game. So going into the game is, it's nothing new. I've already seen this 1,000 times, and so going into the game, my mentality is set to, dominate each play.
Yeah, coming into LSU last year, midst of a pandemic, there's a lot of separation there. How much closer do you feel like to your coaches and your teammates than you did maybe last year? Just because you probably have a chance to spend a lot more time with them, doing things like watching film, like you mentioned, and maybe things outside the building too.
I've gotten a lot closer with them. Already spending a year with them. This basically being a year to just build off of. They've already known me. They already, see, the type of player I am. So basically just, adding more to that, adding more wood to the fire and just building off of that and just helping me become the best player I can be. And that's been one of my focuses this offseason, just being the best player I can be. It doesn't matter who's the best or whatever. I just know if I focus on me and my game and what I got to do, and go out there and execute, there's no stopping, there's no stopping what I can accomplish out there.
I mean, when you have guys like you, BJ, Andre, all back, we're all experienced. I mean, what is just that dynamic like where you're all starters essentially, but you're kind of competing for time and whatnot? I
mean, there's a lot of weapons to this D-line, like you just said, like BJ and Dre. If you stop one man, another man's coming to eat. If you stop BJ, Dre's coming. If you stop Dre, I'm coming. Like there's no stopping us. One of us is making a play. You can try, but you can only try to stop us. But one of us is coming to make a play, and there's no stopping us. And I know we got a lot of young guys, and we just try to implement our game to them. Hopefully they can learn from our mentality and how we approach the practices and games. But like I said, I mean, if I'm being blocked, Dre's coming. If Dre's being blocked, BJ is coming. Like it's always we got weapons on that edge, just like we do on the inside with Neil and Gilo and J-Roy and Mason Smith and all the young guys. So just know the weapons is coming. So
Thank you.
Thanks, Ali. Appreciate it.